Few voices in music carry the weight of lived experience and unwavering activism like Sir Elton John's. Over 5 decades, the Rocket Man has evolved from piano-pounding prodigy to global philanthropist, his flamboyant stage persona masking a fierce commitment to the marginalized. Now, in a searing cover story that lays bare his frustrations, John issues a clarion call to politicians worldwide: recommit to the fight against HIV, AIDS, or risk condemning millions to preventable suffering. "I just am enraged by it," he declares, his words a thunderclap against the complacency threatening to undo decades of progress. This isn't mere rhetoric. It's a battle cry from a man whose Elton John AIDS Foundation has funneled over $650 million into research and care, ranking as the 5th largest global funder in the field. John's ire stems from a stark reality. Despite medical miracles like PrEP and undetectable viral loads, political inertia in regions from Africa to Eastern Europe hampers access to life-saving treatments. It's very frustrating when you've got the tools in your hand to end it, and then you find that countries in Africa, Russia, the Middle East and Eastern Europe won't help, he laments, pinpointing stigma, funding cuts and discriminatory policies as the culprits. The epidemic, which claimed over 40 million lives since the 1980s, has seen new infections plummet 59% globally since their 1996 peak, per UNAIDS. Yet, hotspots persist. Sub-Saharan Africa bears 70% of cases, while Russia's punitive laws drive underground transmission. John's foundation, launched in 1992 amid the height of the crisis that felled friends like Ryan White, has distributed 140 million meals, supported 1.5 million tests, and funded trials for long-acting antiretrovirals, innovations that could render HIV a manageable chronic condition. Turning his gaze westward, John praises the Biden administration's diplomatic pushes for Middle East peace but skewers their oversight on AIDS. "There's another war with people who are suffering from HIV and AIDS that should be able to get their medicine but can't, because governments won't let them. It's inhumane," he asserts, drawing parallels to Gaza's plight. This big beef, as he terms it, underscores a moral blind spot. While headlines chase geopolitical flashpoints, a silent scourge ravages the vulnerable LGBTQ+ communities, sex workers, and intravenous users shunned by puritanical regimes. John's activism traces to personal tragedy. The 1980s AIDS Holocaust decimated his circle, inspiring songs like "Believe" and galvanizing his pivot to philanthropy. Today, at 77, post-hip surgeries and farewell tours, he channels that grief into urgency, urging leaders to wield their tools, diplomatic leverage, trade incentives and aid reallocations, to dismantle barriers. The foundation's impact is staggering. Partnerships with Merck and Gilead have slashed drug costs in low-income nations, while initiatives like the Zero Stigma campaign combat discrimination in Ukraine and Jamaica. John's narrative weaves personal anecdotes, hosting vigils with Elizabeth Taylor, witnessing South African clinics transform from death wards to empowerment hubs, into a tapestry of hope tempered by alarm. He envisions eradication in our lifetime, echoing PEPFAR's legacy under Bush, which saved 25 million lives. Yet, threats loom. U.S. funding faces partisan knives and global recession squeeze budgets. John's plea extends to cultural shifts. By normalizing conversations as in his Disney-funded For the Bible Tells Me So, he chips at taboos. In this moment of global flux, John's voice, raw, regal, reminds us that music's power lies in advocacy. His foundation's $650 million milestone isn't endpoint but catalyst, fueling mRNA vaccines and cure research at institutions like Rockefeller University. As he rallies against stigma and hate, John's legacy gleams, a knighted icon who traded sequins for scalpel-sharp justice, proving one voice can echo across continents.